Good morning and good morning. Good morning to my all friends. I will discuss on the topic of wills and hire purchase. On the basic of willing. It is contract between buyer and seller where transfer of goods at time. यह एक contract जिसमें buyer और seller goods का transfer at time करते हैं. Hire purchase. It is contract between buyer and seller where buyer purchase a product and pay the price in the installment. ये एक contract है जिसमें buyer और seller कोई product purchase करते हैं, इसका पे installment में करते हैं. Transfer of immediate. इसमें मतलब तुरंत हो जाता है ट्रांसफर ऑन द पेमेंट ऑफ लास्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट. जब तक इसका पेमेंट लास्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट तक नहीं होता तब तक on the basis of position of the buyer is the position of the owner. इसमें buyer का position the buyer is not in the position of the owner till he pay the final installment. Buyer का position owner जब तक full payment नहीं करता.
Ownership is not transferred until and unless the total amount has been paid.
मैम आवाज धीरे आ रही है.
और जोर से कोशिश करें, मास्क हटा लीजिए.
Government Act sales of goods at 1930 hire purchase at 1970 payment single payment. इसका एक बार ही पेमेंट होता है. हायर परचेज इंस्टॉलमेंट इसका पेमेंट जब तक वो फुल पे नहीं करता. How proceeds to make up? Now let's move to the next topic, that is types of goods. There are three types of goods: existing goods, future goods, and purchase goods. Existing goods which are owned or purchased by the seller at the time of contract is known as existing. Existing goods are those goods which are physically exist or belong to the seller at the time of contract. There are two types of existing goods: ascertain goods and unascertain. Ascertain goods are also called specific. At the time of contract, goods are identified or made specific. Example: the buyer is asking for the red label fee, or the buyer is asking for the doors marker. Second one is uncertain goods. Uncertain goods are also called generic goods, goods which are not specifically identified but indicated by the description. That means indicated through the quality and uniqueness of it. Now, second one is future goods. These goods are to be manufactured, produced, or acquired by the seller after the making the contract of sale. Future goods are those goods the seller agreed to sell the goods in the future. Example: a farmer may agree to sell all the milk produced by his or her cow in the coming year to the farmer. Third one is contingent goods. Where there is a contract of sale of goods, acquisition by which the owner sells, by which the seller depends upon the contingency which may or may not be happen. Contingent goods are those goods in which seller agree to sell the goods in the future when situation is in the favor of the sale. Example: the owner of a plantation is saying that if the mango come on his tree in the coming time, then he will sell the farm. Effective purchasing of goods. It is a contract for the sale of goods. It happens sometimes the goods purchased either before the contract is made or before the delivery. Goods under the contract of sale that have been either totally destroyed or so damaged that will no longer fit the contract. Where the sale of goods was before the contract, then the contract become void. That means if goods destroyed before the contract or before the delivery, then seller will be
slower. You are running. Thora pace. I have explained to you about pace. In voice modulation, there is a term pace. What is that? What do you mean by pace?
calmly.
Not calmly. The pause between two words. Okay, you are running very fast. need to be a little bit slower so that people can understand.
Effects of passing up. It is the contract for the sale of goods. It happens sometimes that the goods perish either before the contract is made or before delivery. Goods under the contract of sale that have been either totally destroyed or so damaged that they no longer fit the contract. That means where the sale of goods perish before the contract, then the contract becomes void. That means if the goods destroyed before the contract or before the delivery, then seller will bear the risk. And if the goods destroyed after the contract or after the delivery, then buyer will bear the risk. Stipulation. Stipulation means certain terms and conditions for the sale of goods. Stipulation term means two types, that is express or implied. Express means orally or implicit. Implied means which is implicated by the law. Now, condition. If the stipulation, very basis of the contract is essential to the main purpose of the contract, it is a condition. The breach of condition gives the aggrieved party a right to treat the contract as repudiated. Condition means there are certain terms and conditions for the sale of goods, which is essential qualities to the main purpose of the contract. Thus, if the seller fails to fulfill the condition, the buyer may treat the contract as repudiated, refuse the goods if he already paid the price recovered. He can also claim for the damages of the breach of the contract. Warranties. If the stipulation is collateral to the main purpose of the contract, that is, it is a subsidiary promise, it is a warranty. That means if the seller provides some extra or helpful benefit while purchasing the product, while selling the products, then it is called warranty. Thus, if the seller does not fulfill the warranty, the buyer must accept the goods and claim for the damage of the breach of the warranty. Implied condition. In a contract of sale, it is implicated by law. First one is as to title. This implies the seller has the right to sell the goods in a particular event, that he is the genuine proprietor and holds the title of the goods. As a result, if the title of the seller turns out to be defective, the buyer in the position to reject the goods and claim and can recover the full price paid by him. Implied condition as to title means the seller as the actual owner of the goods and he holds the title of the goods. Now, second one is description. At the time of contract of sale, the buyer wants to purchase the goods as per the description. The description may be in the terms of qualities or uniqueness of the goods. Example, basmati rice, stones marker, or may simply point out the brand. As to description means the goods shall match with the description or implied automatically. The third one is as to sample. When under a contract of sale of goods are to be supplied as per the sample decided upon the implied condition. That means those goods which are supplied under the contract of sale should match with the sample. Fourth one as to sample and description. The goods should be matched with both sample and description. Fifth is wholesomeness. In the case of eatables, there is an implied condition as to wholesomeness, that is free from any defect which render them unhealthy for the human utilization. Wholesomeness is used in the case of eatable products. That means eatable products are free from any latent or hidden defect which is cause unhygienic for the human utilization or human health. Sixth one is fitness and quality. The buyer may known to the seller expressly or by implication the particular purpose for the goods are required. Fitness and quality means the buyer makes known to the seller for what particular purpose the goods are being used. And the seventh is merchantability. The goods must be free from any latent or hidden defect. Implied warranty, a promise arising by operation of law that's fit for the purpose for which is sold. First one is warranty of quiet possession. There is an implied warranty that the buyer shall have the pleasure in claiming the ownership of the goods. This is an addition to the implied condition as to title. Implied warranty of quiet possession means freedom from the disturbance for the enjoyment of the goods. Let us understand with an example that I'm a lady purchased a second-hand typewriter from me. She thereafter spent some cash on it maintaining and repairing and used this after summer. Unknown to the parties, the typewriter was the stolen one, and I'm forced to give it back to the homeowner. She was held free as repudiated from the seller for the violation of the warranty. Reflecting is not just the value paid, but also the cost of maintaining and repairing. Second one is warranty of freedom from incompetence. This is an implied warranty that goods are free from any accuse or burden in the support of any third party if the seller is not conscious about such accuse or burden. Warranty of freedom from incumbents means freedom from the burden in the claim against the goods by a party that is not the actual owner. And that means let us understand with an example that X borrowed 500 from Y and had to create his radio with Y as security. Later on, X sold his radio to Z, who bought in the good faith. Here, Z can claim damages from X because his position was disturbed by Y having a charges. Third one is warranty of disclosing the dangerous nature of goods to the important buyer. There is an implied warranty on the part of the seller that he, in the case of goods are damaged or goods are of dangerous nature, he will warn the ignorant buyer for the dangerous nature. Warranty of disclosing the dangerous nature means disclosing the hazardous nature of the goods to the ignorant buyer. Example, she purchased a tin of junk tea powder from it. A note that the lid of tin is faulty and it opened with the special concern. It may be hazardous, but it's not nothing to see. She opened the tin in normal manner, where upon the junk tea powder came into his eye and causes harm. He is responsible for the compensation as he should have warned for the possible. Now let us move to the next topic, that is types of delivery of goods. There are three types of delivery of goods: actual goods, symbolic goods, and constructive. So the actual delivery, symbolic delivery, and constructive delivery. Actual delivery, it means physical transfer of goods by the seller himself or his agent to the buyer. When we physically transfer the goods from seller to the buyer, then it is called actual delivery. Symbolic delivery, where the goods are not capable of actual delivery and bulky delivery can be symbolic. Symbolic delivery means when the goods are not capable for the actual delivery, then it can be symbolic. That means giving the part of the key or giving the part of the house. Constructive delivery. If the goods are in the position of the third party and the third party known person to the buyer, then he holds the goods on his behalf, then it is known as constructive delivery. That's all from me. Over to you.
Perishable good, Neha?
Perishable goods when which goods are destroyed or no longer fit part.
Perishable मतलब खराब होने लायक, like fruits and all. ठीक है, वो सब जल्दी खराब हो जाता है, सब्जी जल्दी खराब हो जाता है, तो उससे रिलेटेड कोई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होगा तो उसका वो कंडीशन है जो डिस्कशन हुआ है. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट. बेस्ट फ्रेंड का.
Thank you, Neha. Good morning, ma'am, and all my friends.
You need to turn on your camera, Priyanka.
Ma'am, visual.
Yes. Yes, you
Here,
can proceed now.
yeah, okay, ma'am. Here in this slide, we know about the rules of delivery. First, that is, delivery can be actual, symbolic, and constructive delivery. On the place of delivery, it means the place of delivery at which the supplier is responsible to deliver the goods at the specified contract price. It means it means the seller must deliver the goods at the place during business hours on a working day, apart from any such contract, goods sold are to be delivered at the place at which they are at the time of the sale, and goods agreed to be sold are to be delivered at the place at which are the at the time of agreement to sell, or if not in existence, at the place at which they are manufactured or produced. Now the third point is time of delivery. If any time is specified, goods are to be delivered at that time. So according to section 36, it means that where under the contract of sale, the seller is bound to send the goods to the buyer, but no time for sending them is fixed. The seller is bound to send them within a reasonable time. The fourth point is buyer to apply for delivery. It is a duty uh, of the buyer to demand for delivery of goods. If he does not apply for delivery, the buyer has no cause of action against the seller. Now the fifth point is goods in possession of a third party. There is no delivery unless and until such third person acknowledges to the buyer that he holds the goods on his behalf. Ma'am, next slide. Sixth point is expense of delivery. If the buyer is buying the goods and if any damage occurs before the delivery of goods, the seller will be bear the risk, and if he damage happens after delivery, the buyer will be bear the risk. It means the expense of an accidental to putting the goods into a deliverable state shall be borne by the seller, but expenses all the of accidental of obtaining the delivery are borne by the buyer. Now the second point is installment payment. Payment of goods are made in installment. Last, goods delivered at distant place. Seller is responsible for delivery of goods at distant place. Now move to the next point, that is rights of buyer. First, to take delivery of commodities. Second, to reject the contract in the case of agreement is violated by the seller. Third, to be provided reasonable chance to investigate the commodities. Fourth, to claim interest on the amount of price paid against the refund of the price of the commodities on violence of contract of sale. Now, duties of buyer: to take delivery and pay for the item in return. To apply for the delivery of goods, as the seller is not bound to deliver the goods until the buyer applies for delivery. Third, to reimburse any refund the seller of any loss occurs by its buyer ignorance or denial to take delivery of the commodities, and also for reasonable charge for case of supervision of the commodities. Now, rights of seller. To get the value of commodity, the seller has right to claim for the buyer due to non-acceptance of the goods. Third, it is the right of seller to take legal action against the buyer for if the price is not paid to him. Fourth, right to have acceptance of goods. Next slide. Last, that is duties of seller. Duty to deliver the goods. Second, duty to put goods in deliverable state. Third, duty to refund the price if the seller fails to deliver the goods to the buyer. Fourth, duty to pay interest if the seller has already received the price but he fails to deliver the goods to the buyer. Fifth, duty to pay damages for breach of warranty. At last, thank you. Now I would like to call Sakshi to continue the further presentation.
Hold on, Priyanka, what is breach of warranty?
Yes, ma'am.
What is breach of warranty? What do you mean by that? The last point you told about duty to pay damages for breach of warranty. See, in duties of seller, the last point, fifth point.
Breach of warranty, ma'am.
What do you mean by that? You read out very good. It was excellent reading, but what have you understood from that?
मैम ब्रीच ऑफ वारंटी मीन्स आप फेलियर ऑफ अ प्रोडक्ट मतलब कि अगर which of warranty will give the मैम अगर मतलब परचेज कोई आप प्रोडक्ट परचेज कर रहे हो उस पर आप क्लेम कर सकते हो अगर वो डैमेज हो तो मतलब कि सेलर का ये ड्यूटीज होता है
ब्रीच
मैम ब्रीच मतलब आपका ये डैमेज
Okay, explain the meaning of this sentence. Damage word is already there. Duty to pay damage for breach of warranty.
a failure of a product of a service to reach the failure प्रोडक्ट को अगर मतलब कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुआ होगा तो
Warranty means what?
मैम वारंटी मीन्स हेलो
Yes, I can hear you. What do you mean by warranty? Just one liner. This question
warranty-
is already in internal exam, I suppose. What is warranty has been asked in your internal exam also. Yes or no?
I remember नहीं है
You hear me or not? What is warranty? This question
Yes,
was
ma'am.
asked in internal exam. So just my simple question is, what is warranty?
मैम अगर मान लिया आप कोई प्रोडक्ट ले रहे हैं उस वक्त मतलब समय उस टाइम आपको एक ये क्या बोलते हैं एक लिखा हुआ पेपर दिया जाता है उसी को वारंटी बोला जाता है मतलब कि अगर मतलब वारंटी मतलब आपके घर पे आकर वो ठीक कर देगा आप उस प्रोडक्ट को
Is it essential to the contract?
यस मैम
Yes, ma'am.
आई एम नॉट श्योर
It is essential to the contract. Warranty is essential to the contract.
यस मैम
True.
मैम क्योंकि हर एक प्रोडक्ट पे 1 ईयर या 2 इयर्स का वारंटी दिया जाता है ना जैसे कि आपको एक्सपेंसिव
Okay.
प्रोडक्ट ले
Few
रहे हैं
more hint. Few more hint. You have two options. It is collateral to the contract or it is essential to the contract. Is it collateral to the contract or is it essential to the contract? That means your concept is not clear. After this much hint, if you are not able to answer, that means you haven't studied. In your presentation also, it has been seen that you were only reading. You were not explaining even a single point. Yes, Priyanka?
यस मैम
Why? How much marks you got in your internal exam?
मैम 40
चीटिंग करके पास हुए थे क्या? कुछ था चिट वगैरह
नो
था क्या?
मैम
Then what was your set? Set A or B? कौन सा सेट था आपके पास?
मैम आई थिंक बी
हाँ? सेट
मैम
B
बी
था? Hold on.
Explain about the topic of types of behavior and disobey. Now it's final. I would like to further proceed.
You are Sakshi, right?
Increase of Zedek. Now my topic is doctrine of caveat emptor. It is a Latin expression which means let the buyer behavior. Thus indicate that seller is not responsible for pointing out the defect of goods offered for sale. In fact, the buyer must examine the goods and satisfy himself
नहीं आ रहा मैम.
their quality and features. I mean to say that buyer must be aware of their product while purchasing the product. Exception: fitness of product for the buyer purpose. Second one is good purchase under the brand name. Third one is goods sold by description and goods of merchantability quality, sale by sample, sale by description and sample. Now move on to next topic. That is unpaid seller. Unpaid seller as a seller that has not.
Sakshi, I can't expect these things from you at least. I want participation. I need more explanation. Move to previous slide.
Can I explain it?
Try to explain in English. Try at least. Okay, you use jumble of both the language. Move to previous slide. And do connect with the audience. Look at them. Huh? Not from starting. From exception you can start.
Doctrine of guarantee impetus has some exception, that is fitness of product for the buyer purpose. The product
Okay, look
should
at
be
me. I'm standing over there.
fitness of product for the buyer purpose. The product should be the product should be fit for the buyer use. Good purchase under the brand name. Good should be branded. Good sold by the description. Good description के according sold होना चाहिए. डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ कैविटी इम्पीटर का मतलब होता है बायर को भी अवेयर रहना चाहिए प्रोडक्ट को लेने के दौरान. उसका कुछ एक्सेप्शन है, अपवाद है. इसका फिटनेस ऑफ प्रोडक्ट फॉर द बायर पर्पस. बायर को प्रोडक्ट लेने के दौरान प्रोडक्ट को देखना चाहिए कि प्रोडक्ट खराब है कि नहीं, मतलब फिट हेल्थ के लिए फिट है कि नहीं. गुड परचेज अंडर द ब्रांड नेम, और गुड को परचेज करते वक्त ब्रांड नेम भी देखना चाहिए. गुड सोल्ड बाय द डिस्क्रिप्शन, गुड्स को डिस्क्रिप्शन के अकॉर्डिंग परचेज करना चाहिए. गुड बाय मर्चेंटिबिलिटी क्वालिटी, गुड का कोई हिडन डिफेक्ट नहीं होना चाहिए गुड्स में. गुड बाय द सैंपल, गुड को सैंपल के दौरान सेल करना, सैंपल के अकॉर्डिंग सेल करना चाहिए. गुड बाय डिस्क्रिप्शन एंड सैंपल, गुड्स को सेल बायर. Now move on to next topic, that is unpaid seller. Unpaid seller that has not been paid the full price of the goods, that has been received the bill of exchange or other negotiable instrument like check and draft, has conditional payment and condition on which it was received not being fulfilled. अनपेड सेलर का मतलब होता है कि वो सेलर होता है जिसको पूरा प्राइस पेड नहीं किया गया और कोई अदर या तो अदर नेगोशिएबल इंस्ट्रूमेंट लाइक चेक एंड ड्राफ्ट पेड किया गया. राइट ऑफ अनपेड सेलर. The seller has some right against the buyer, that is sue for the price. It is a use whenever the seller has delivered all goods to the buyer and the buyer refused to pay the amount, then he can make use of his right and file a case against the buyer for the suit of the price. इसका मतलब होता है जब बायर उसको रिफ्यूज करता है, पेमेंट करने से रिफ्यूज करता है, तो सेलर कैन सू द बायर. सेलर बायर के अगेंस्ट केस कर सकता है. Sue for the interest. If the buyer refuses to pay the interest or during the time of payment the interest for the goods which he has delivered earlier. अगर बायर पेमेंट करने से रिफ्यूज करता है तो सेलर उसको सू कर सकता है. अगर वो जो पहले प्रोडक्ट परचेज कर लिया उसको उसका पैसा देने से रिफ्यूज करता है तो सेलर उसको सू कर सकता है. रिजेक्शन ऑफ द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. Seller also right to sue for the contradiction when the buyer refused to continue the contract or reject the contract without any genuine reason. Seller can also sue the buyer when the buyer refused to continue the contract further without any genuine reason. Now move on to next topic. That is buyer has also some rights against the seller, that is sue for the damage. The buyer also has the option to sue for the damage or can sue the non-delivered goods in the specific time by the seller. Buyer can also file a case against the seller when the seller not delivered the goods in the specific period of time and delivered the damaged goods. Then he may also file a case against the seller. Sue for the warranty. If the seller promised to provide the goods for the specific warranty, yes, then the buyer can sue for the warranty. If the seller has not providing any warranty to the buyer, then he may also file a case against the seller.
repudiation of contract. If the contract refuses to continue the contract or before the due date, then buyer can file against it against case against it the seller. If the seller refuse to continue the contract further, then the buyer can also file a case against the seller. Sue for the interest. The buyer has right to claim the interest for the damaged goods or for the delay in delivering the goods against the seller. The buyer can also file a case against the seller when the buyer deliver the product delay. जब प्रोडक्ट लेट से पहुंचाता है तो सेलर उसको बायर उसके अगेंस्ट में केस फाइल कर सकता है उसके अगेंस्ट. Now that's all from us. Now I would like to that's all from us. Hope you understand that topic.
You can ask any questions from here. How much they have listened to you, you can know from that.
If you have any query, you can ask from us.
You can ask.
You can ask.
You आप क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं उन लोगों से. ये लोग ठीक से सुने या नहीं सुने, you can check that.
मैम किसे भी पूछ सकते हैं.
हाँ, जैसे ज्यादा दुश्मनी है उससे पहले पूछ लीजिए. हाँ, मौका मिलेगा. पहले आप कितना अटेंटिव थे वो पहले जानिए. You want to ask? Let her ask some question.
What do you mean by merchantability quality?
You can read the answer. हाँ? मैम अभी बात कर. आपको क्या हो गया? हाँ? दो चार और से पूछिए. हिडन क्वालिटी. आपने हिडन क्वालिटी ये पता है शिवा?
means forbidden.
Explain.
The product which has not any hidden effect for merchantability product. मतलब इसमें कोई छुपा हुआ कोई डिफेक्ट नहीं रहता है.
या और भी देखिए वर्ड देखिए. मर्चेंटेबल मतलब क्या होता है?
व्यापारिक.
व्यापारिक हो तो व्यापारिक कौन सा सामान होगा? देने लायक होना चाहिए. कोई अगर डैमेज होगा वैसे भी वो बिकेगा नहीं. तो नहीं याद रहता है, ठीक है. मर्चेंटेबल वर्ड का मीनिंग तो पता है हिंदी में कि वो देने लायक हो, किसी को बेचने लायक हो, किसी के साथ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करने लायक हो वो गुड्स. बस. खराब होगा तो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं कर सकते. From starting of the class I have told you, रटिए मत. मीनिंग समझिए जो कि रटना ना पड़े, क्योंकि इतना सारा आपका थ्योरी है चैप्टर 1 से लेकर के आपका एग्जिट पॉलिसी लेबर वेलफेयर का, उतना रटना पॉसिबल नहीं हो पाएगा. इसीलिए कॉन्सेप्ट को समझ करके या मीनिंग को समझ के अपने लैंग्वेज को डेवलप करिए जो अपने आप लिख पाए. और इस क्लास में मैक्सिमम को लैंग्वेज डेवलप करने की जरूरत है. ठीक है. और पूछ सकते हैं. आइए नेहा.
Rashmi, you tell me the exception of dividend. Exception of dividend इसमें होता है कि मतलब सेलर एक्चुअली डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ डिविडेंड टेम्पटर ये कहता है कि जहाँ पे बायर रिस्पॉन्सिबल होता है, बायर को खुद अवेयर होना चाहिए कि हमको कैसा प्रोडक्ट लेना है. लेकिन कुछ एक्सेप्शंस आ जाते हैं जिसमें सेलर ऑटोमेटिकली रिस्पॉन्सिबल हो जाता है कि प्रोडक्ट के बारे में. उसका पहला है कि
देखिए, अगर कोई हिडन डिफेक्ट अगर देता है और बायर उस पर रिलाई करता है, विश्वास करता है सेलर, तो इसमें सेलर का रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है। सेकंड की अगर जो कोई भी प्रोडक्ट ये against it,
नहीं, the slide is already given. then कोई बचेगा ही नहीं बोलने के लिए, तो दिख ही जाएगा। जस्ट आराम से कॉमन सेंस लगाइए, किस किस वजह से हम लोग सेलर को रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी।
मतलब जानबूझ के कोई हिडन मतलब छुपाता है सेलर, तो फिर वहाँ पे सेलर रिस्पॉन्सिबल है। अगर बायर उसके स्किल्स और जजमेंट पे रिलाई करता है।
What is implied condition?
Yes, ask for, call out the name. You can ask from last bench. They were not focusing that much. Last bench, corner one. क्या आपके बगल में जो नाम आ रहा है? अब क्लास करते हैं लास्ट बेंच, मिडिल में जो बैठे हैं सुशील के बगल में शुभम। हाँ हाँ, स्टैंड एंड से एडमिशन लेट से करवाए, कितना लेट, कितना क्लास कितना किया अब तक का? हाँ, मतलब वो काउंटेबल है कि नहीं? काउंटेबल नहीं है, मतलब 1 महीना किए होंगे लगभग। ये चैप्टर के वक्त आप नहीं थे, आज कुछ समझ नहीं आया। हाँ, बैठिए।
No, at last we have any job you can ask me what is
नहीं हो क्या?
right of right of right of ceiling.
Right.
It is the right of unpaid seller.
हाँ? Look at them and say,
I don't know. I think it is the right of unpaid seller. Right?
just explain that what is the
Right. Yeah.
हिंट के तौर पे प्लेज बताएं, उसी से रिलेटेड। जब्त करना समझ में आता है, बस ये राइट है उसके पास कि कोई भी सामान वो जब्त कर सकता है किसी के ऊपर, राइट। आप लोग से एक्सपेक्टेड नहीं है कि आंसर ना दे पाए। एनीथिंग एल्स? रूल्स अब ये जो ऑलरेडी डिस्कशन हो चुका है ना, वो मत पूछिए, जो ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन कर चुकी है।
Again, the buyer.
Right of unpaid. Right of unpaid seller against the.
Against the good is no right. No right of unpaid seller against the buyer or the.
What?
And he is asking rights of goods.
Against goods.
Related to goods, goods से संबंधित में क्या right होता है?
There are certain rights. Unpaid seller means the seller who has not been received the full price of the goods. There are some certain rights that the rights of unpaid seller.
से related के लिए वो क्या कर सकता है? ये तो पहले देख चुके हैं, यहाँ पर इससे रिलेटेड नहीं दिया। यहाँ पर
अगेन कॉमन सेंस लगाइए। सेलर अनपेड मतलब अब तक उसके पास ओनरशिप नहीं आया है, या तो अनपेड सेलर मतलब क्या?
Unpaid seller जिसको
या तो पार्शियली भी अगर आप पे किए तो भी अनपेड सेलर कहलाएगा। ठीक है, तो गुड्स के अगेंस्ट उसके पास क्या क्या राइट है? यू आर आस्किंग अबाउट राइट होंगे ना। अगेंस्ट गुड्स मतलब क्या? गुड्स के ऊपर उसका क्या क्या हक है? कॉमन सेंस।
उसके ऊपर ये था कि अगर वो फुल प्राइस नहीं पेड किया तो उसके लिए शू कर सकता है, अगर वो इंटरेस्ट पेड नहीं किया तो उसके लिए शू कर सकता है, अगर किसी भी बिना वैल्यू कॉन्ट्रैक्ट अगर बीच होता है तो उसके लिए वो शू कर सकता
और एक हिंट, क्या वो रीसेल कर सकता है गुड्स को?
है। नो मैम, फुल प्राइस नहीं मिला तो
नहीं मिला, ड्यू टाइम तक नहीं दिया है तो रीसेल कर सकता है वो। इतना हिंट देने के बाद अगर आंसर नहीं दिए मतलब गड़बड़ है। चलिए बैठिए। नाउ नेक्स्ट प्रेजेंटेशन इज ऑफ whom? देखिए अब सुधार के नेक्स्ट स्टेप चलते हैं हम लोग, ठीक है। अब आज बल्कि अभी से तो खैर आज का क्लास खत्म हो गया, नेक्स्ट क्लास जब होगा तो इंश्योर कि पूरा वातावरण इंग्लिश वाला हो, ठीक है। अचानक से आई एम नॉट टेलिंग यू टू स्टार्ट इन इंग्लिश, बट मेक श्योर अपना माइंड में कब कर लीजिए कि अब से हम लोग को स्विच करना है कंप्लीट इंग्लिश में। ट्राई टू लिसन द लेक्चर इन इंग्लिश। अब तक हम लोग हिंदी में इसीलिए डिस्कशन कर रहे थे, हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों इसलिए यूज कर रहे थे क्योंकि एडिक्शन नहीं था। नाउ यू हैव टू बिकम हैबिचुएटेड ऑफ लिसनिंग दिस इंग्लिश लेक्चर ऑल्सो, ठीक है। क्या होता है आप लोगों के साथ, तो इंग्लिश में यहाँ लेक्चर देने लगते हैं, आप लोग का ऊपर से जाना शुरू हो जाता है, ठीक है। अब थोड़ा हैबिट बनाइए, 1 साल हो गया ना, 1 साल तक दोनों बाइलिंगुअल यूज कर रहे थे हम लोग। नाउ ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड ऑल्सो इन इंग्लिश। अपना माहौल पूरा इंग्लिश वाला बनाइए। आप लोग क्लास में इतने बच्चे हैं, ठीक है, मान लेती हूँ सबका घर में माहौल नहीं होगा, हॉस्टल में माहौल नहीं होगा, हॉस्टल में माहौल आप लोग को क्रिएट कर सकते हैं। घर में मम्मी पापा भाई बहन, चलिए सबको हम चेंज नहीं कर सकते, एक एज के लोगों को हम चेंज नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन आपस में जो ग्रुप है आपस में आप लोग बात करिए इंग्लिश में, इट विल बी डन in half an hour. FEMA chapter will be done. Huh? Yes or no? So 2 presentation can be done in 1 day. Huh? Second group also I want to hear. One is FEMA. Next one is RBI. Who will be giving them? Where is Rinku? Rinku, is she present in online class?
Yes, ma'am.